have noticed that Phil and I have the same last name, and we look kind of vaguely similar to each other. So whenever we travel around together, usually the first question we get asked is whether we're brother and sister. And the answer is no.
No.
And then they want to know if we're married, and the answer is also no.
No.
And then they want to know if we're dating, if we have dated, if we will date, if we're secretly dating, if one of us wants to date the other, but we're scared we'll ruin the friendship, all of which is a resounding no.
Ha! No.
The true story is that I grew up in New York City, and Phil grew up in California on the opposite side of the country, and neither one of us knew that the other person existed until we got to college, and we ended up going to the same university. And in the very first week of our freshman year at college, there was an orientation talent show. And in this talent show, Phil performed spoken word poetry, and I performed spoken word poetry, and that's where we met. And we realized that we had the same last name, and we said, oh, what a weird coincidence. And pretty soon, all of these other weird coincidences started to unravel around us. And at this point in our friendship, we basically got used to all of them. But whenever we go somewhere new, we like to share the story because we think it's at least a little bit of an explanation for what's going on here.
This is all true.
It started with a sweater.
I was looking fly. First day of college orientation as a freshman, and I'm the type of guy who's always trying to make a good impression.
He looked like a tool. And it's the first week of school, so I've got people to meet and things to try. I don't have time to waste on this guy loitering backstage at a talent show.
It started with a freshman talent show, a chance to showcase what I know about spoken word and poetry, try to get some people to notice me.
It started with a technical difficulty.
Some sort of delay.
Somebody's iPod track wouldn't play.
So I'm stuck waiting backstage when I notice this girl.
And he walks over, stupid sweater and all. There was nowhere to run. Backstage was too small.
I'm so nervous about going on stage that I decide to strike up a conversation.
Oh, sorry, I completely got ahead of myself. I totally skipped introductions. My name is Sarah Kaye.
My name is Phil Kaye. I'm from California.
Born and raised in NYC.
Let's see, fun fact about me.
My mom is Japanese and my dad is Jewish. Not a common combination, but I think it's kind of cute. People call me Japaju.
Japanese.
Ashkenazi, kamikaze.
And come December,
Hanukkah and Christmas. Plus, you should taste my mother's brisket. Jan Kawamura's matzo ball soup with noodles brings my father Jeffrey to his knees.
It took Mom Reiko and Dad Michael to raise this lanky, cockeyed half-breed.
Well, I think that's it. My mom, my dad, and me. Oh, plus my little brother, he's 19.
My little sister is a deadpan firecracker. She's only 19, but she keeps me on track. Part of her name is Sarah.
My brother's name is Philip.
Anyway,
where was I?
It started with a backstage interaction.
No, it started with a backwards first impression.
Okay, well, I'll tell you where it didn't start. It didn't start at 5th grade summer camp.
That's true. It did not start at junior lifeguards, even though
we were both there. Which are matching uniforms, red bathing suits, white t-shirts, visors, and our counselor, Mr. Johnson,
who probably figured that the shy girl in his morning class
and the skinny kid in his afternoon class were cousins.
Probably thought we carpooled over together.
In between family photo shoots and 4th of July barbecues.
But instead, we merely coexisted.
Almost met, but always missed it.
Spinning round like two sides of a coin. Look, we've done the research, and we swear we're not related.
And we've never dated.
And we're never, ever going to.
Because what are the chances of finding someone with your last name?
Japanese and Jewish with siblings called the same.
What are the odds of finding someone
who can finish your sentences?
Who will let you cut in line?
Who knows not to just lend a hand or an ear when you need them to give you their spine?
Who is woman enough to be best man at your wedding?
Who will keep every secret, save every letter, tell you how you really look?
Who will remember every single one of your birthdays?
Without checking Facebook.
What are the odds of finding someone who knows your poetry by heart?
Who won't freak out if you're hanging out and accidentally fart.
Yeah, and if you have a date and you need to look fresh, I will let you borrow my hair products.
And if you don't have a date and you need to look fresh, I will let you borrow my cousin.
I will always see you for the alley-oop.
I will always save you a seat.
I will always pick you to be my partner even though you are terrible at handball.
When the fire takes all you have, my home will be your home.
When you are old and can no longer remember my face, I will meet you for the first time again and again.
When they make fun of your accent, I will take you swimming, because we all sound the same underwater.
When Ellis Island tries to erase your past, I will call you by your real name.
When they call your number for the draft, I will enlist to fight beside you.
And I will march with you from Selma to Montgomery and back as many times as it takes.
We will stand together against the hoses and the dogs, because it didn't start with us.
It started with Lennon and McCartney.
It started with Thelma and Louise.
Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin.
Bert and Ernie.
Abbott and Costello.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Mario and Luigi.
Watson and Sherlock.
Pikachu and Charizard. And they could tell you what a miracle this is.
They could tell you how rare this is.
But they could tell you how rare friendship always is.
The chances are slim.
The cards are always stacked against you. The odds are always low.
But I have seen the best of you and the worst of you, and I choose both.
I want to share every single one of your sunshines and save some for later.
I will tuck them into my pockets so I can give them back to you when the rains fall hard.
Friend, I want to be the mirror that reminds you to love yourself.
I want to be the air in your lungs that reminds you to breathe easy.
When the walls come down.
When the thunder rumbles.
When nobody else is home. Hold my hand, and I promise I won't let go.